Hey, what's up guys, Tripman here, and today we have another top 10 anime list. In this top 10 anime list, we got MCs gets abandoned for being weak, but returns completely overpowered. But before we get into that video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe today, and hit that little bell icon. It should be below bottom right side. As well as, you want to be notified, go do that. Don't forget to check out our official website, weloveanimesensei.com. Link will always be in the description down below. Also, we have a Discord server where weebs like you are most welcome. We host a lot of exciting events, so you don't want to miss them. So without further delay, let's jump right into this video. Alright, starting off with number 1, we have Ari Fureta. A high schooler, Hajime Nagumo, is bullied by his classmates for his relationships with the class idol, Kaori. When he and the rest of his class are transported to a fantasy world, all of his classmates get powerful magical abilities, while Hajime only gains the basic alchemical magic to transmute solid materials, a common ability usually found in craftsmen and smiths. During a dungeon raid, he is betrayed by one of his classmates and dropped to the bottom of the dungeon. He survives the fall and creates weapons to escape the dungeon and become stronger. On his journey, he meets the imprisoned vampire Yue, and later is joined by the bunny-eared Shie, a perverted dragon Tio, and others. Alright, and at number 2, we have Kaze no Stigma. It follows the story of Kazuma Yagami, who was exiled from the Kanagi household for not being able to use fire because he was the user of Fujitsu's. In other words, he could control the wind after 4 years of exile. Kazumi returns to his home as a more reliable person than ever before, and ready to prove himself as more than just a worthy member. However, things had changed as several Kanagi members were killed by wind users, making Kazuma a suspect. The protagonist not only has to prove his innocence, but also his worth to his family. It's a pretty good one if you guys want to watch an older anime. Alright, number 3, we have Rakudai Kishi no Cavalry. The next anime on our list is Rakudai Kishi no Cavalry, also known as Chivalry of the Failed Knight. In the world of this anime, some humans possess the ability to form weapons with their souls. They are known as Blazers. The anime follows the story of Iki Gurigani, who is an F-ranked Blazer that accidentally sees Stella Vermilion completely naked. Infuriated, as always, by the event, Stella challenges Iki to a one-on-one duel. The stakes are high because the loser will become the slave of the winner, but somehow Iki manages to win the fight. This anime has a decent plot, but the most attractive thing about the show are the fights, which will keep you up all night. And yes, I'm talking about the fights, not the plot. At number 4, we have Rising of the Shield Hero. The Rising of the Shield Hero follows Naofumi Iwatani, a 20-year-old university student who was whisked away to a fantasy game-like realm of monsters and magics after discovering a book about 4 heroes. Iwatani is chosen as one of these 4 and given a mantle of the Shield Hero. The other 3 were also young males summoned from worlds similar to Iwatani's, but it was he who got the short end of the stick, the least charismatic of the bunch. Only one woman joined his party, and the person soon betrayed him and falsely accused him of rape. Now the cynical Iwatani must somehow survive in a new and dangerous world that despises him. Now at number 5, we're going back to the old days, Code Geass. In the year 2010, the Holy Empire of Britannia is established itself as a dominant military nation, starting the conquest of Japan. Renamed to Area 11 after its swift defeat, Japan has seen significant resistance against these tyrants in an attempt to regain independence. Lelouch, a Britannian student, unfortunately finds himself caught in a crossfire between Britannian and Area 11 rebel armed forces. He is able to escape. However, thanks to the timely appearance of a mysterious girl named Cece, who bestows upon the Geass the power of kings. Realizing the vast potentials of his newfound power of absolute obedience, Lelouch embarks upon a perilous journey as a masked vigilante known as Zero, leading a merciless onslaught against Britannia in order to get revenge once and for all. Alright, now we have a newer one actually. At number 6, we have Tower of the God. There is a tower that summons chosen people called regulars, with the promise of granting their deepest desires, whether it be wealth, fame, authority, or something that surpasses them all. Everything awaits those who reach the top. 25th Bam is a boy who had only known a dark cave, a dirty cloth, and an unreachable light his entire life. So when a girl named Rachel came to him through the light, his entire world changed. Becoming close friends with Rachel, he learned various things about the outside world from her. But when Rachel says she must leave him to climb the tower, his world shatters around him, vowing to follow after her no matter what it takes. He sets his sight on the tower and a miracle occurs. Thus begins the journey of Bam, a young boy who was not chosen by the tower but opened its gates by himself. They call this kind irregulars, beings that have shaken the very foundation of the tower each time they set foot inside of it. Now we have a movie, Bakemono no Ko, also known as Boy and the Beast. Two souls living their different lives, wander alone and isolated in their respective worlds. For 9-year-old Ren, the last person who treated him with any form of kindness has been killed, and he is shunned by what is left of his family. With no parents, no real family, and no place to go, Ren escapes into a confusing streets and alleyway of Shibuya. Through the twists and turns of the alleys, Ren stumbles into an intimidating Kumatetsu, who leads him to the beast realm of Shibuten. For Kumatetsu, the boy represents a chance for him to become a candidate to replace the Lord of the Realm once he retires. While nearly unmatched in combat, Kumatetsu's chilly persona leaves him with no disciples to cheat and no way to prove he is worthy of becoming the Lord's successor. While the two share different goals, they agree to help each other in order to reach them. Kumatetsu searches for recognition. Ren, now known as Kyuta, searches for the home he never had. As the years pass by, it starts to become apparent that the two are helping each other in more ways than they had originally thought. Perhaps there has always been less of a difference between them, a boy and a beast, than either of the two ever realized. Alright, we got Vinland Saga. Now I'm gonna be real, I haven't watched this one yet, but I've definitely read upon it, as well as it's pretty sure it's just Amazon Prime, right? Young Thorfinn grew up listening to the stories of old sailors that had traveled the ocean and reached a place of legends, Vinland. It's said to be warm and fertile, a place where there would be no need for fighting. Not at all like the frozen village in Iceland where he was born, and certainly not like this current life of a mercenary. War is his home now, though his father once told him, "You have no enemies. Nobody does. There is nobody who it's okay to hurt." As he grew, Thorfinn knew that nothing was further from the truth. The war between England and the Danes grows worse with each passing year. Death has become commonplace, and the Vikings mercenaries are loving every moment of it. Allying with either side will cause a massive swing in balance of power, and the Vikings are happy to make names for themselves and take any spoils they earn along the way. Among the chaos, Thorfinn must take his revenge and kill Askeladd, a man who murdered his father. Only paradise for the Vikings, it seems, is the era of war and death that rages on. Number 9, one of my good animes I like watching is Tokyo Ravens. Amiodo magic is once a powerful technique used by the Japanese during the Second World War in order for them to gain the upper hand and establish their nation as a formidable force. But Japan was quickly defeated after the revered Onmyoji yokai Tsuchikimoto caused the Great Spiritual Disaster, an event which plagues Tokyo to this very day. As a result of the mishap, the Onmyo Agency was established in order to exercise further spiritual disasters and combat the demons that would make their way into the world. Now, Onmyo-do has become far more modern, simplified, and refined for use in a wide variety of applications, such as medicine and technology. However, not everyone is able to utilize the magic, as is the case for Harutora, a member of the Tsuchimikoto's branch family. Despite an old promise to protect Natsume, the heir of the Tsuchimikoto's main family and Yoko's supposed reincarnation, as a familiar, Harutora has no talent and chooses to live a normal life instead. But when a prominent member of the Onmyo Agency attempts to recreate the same experiment which led to Japan's downfall, he decides to make a good on his word and fight by Natsume's side. And at number 10, we have Mahoko Koko no Rotose. In the dawn of the 21st century, magic, long thought to be folklore and fairy tales, has become a systemized technology and is taught as a technical skill. In first high school, the institution of magicians, students are segregated into two groups based on their entrance exam scores, blooms. Those who receive high scores are assigned to the first course, while weeds are reserved students assigned to the second course. Mahoko Koko no Rotose follows the siblings Tatsuyo and Miyuki Shiba, who are enrolled in the first high school. Upon taking the exam, the prodigious Miyuki is placed in the first course. while Tatsuya is relegated to the second course. Though his practical test scores and status as a weed show him to be magically inept, he possesses extraordinary technical knowledge, physical combat capabilities, and unique magic techniques, making Tatsuya an irregular at the magical high school. Right, and that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed and loved the list, make sure to leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you soon with more interesting top 10 anime lists in the future. Have a great day, morning, and night. You guys know the vibes, good vibes only, and this is True Para signing off. Bye!